Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic / Known Classics. This is episode number 2037, episode 1931. I got two more trades. One is a Jason Aaron trade, the other one was something that he would later write this character. Yeah, this first one actually is a very recent trade. When I saw this, I'm like, I gotta pick this up because I actually bought the entirety of the previous run for this character. And this actually was the first run for this character released in 3 years. 3 years. What character is it? The Punisher. Yes, this book is called King of Killers Book 1. Well, this is Punisher Volume 1, King of Killers Book 1. Now, this book contains the first 6 issues of this supposedly 12-issue volume. Fun fact, this actually is not the first time Jason Aaron wrote The Punisher. Did you know he actually wrote a Max version of The Punisher? Yeah, he wrote the Max version of The Punisher. Lasted like 22 issues, I believe it did. Yes, it was written by him, and then the artwork was done by the late Steve Dillon. They came out like 20... Oh, I think it was like 2010, I think it was. Let me take a look here, because it's been a long freaking time. Let's see. Yeah, this was the first time since 2012 that he basically would do the book. 2012. You're thinking, huh, that's interesting. Yep, first time in 10 years he would write The Punisher. Yes, 10 years. Why in the world did it take him 10 years to come back to the character? No idea. Probably because basically he was too busy writing Thor. Because I think when the book ended, his Thor run started at the very same time, and it concluded 5 years later. Now, they call this the Punisher story and all Punisher stories. Now, in this book, now the specific here on the cover, yes, Punisher's wear his classic symbol. You see, for some reason, Marvel have a good idea to update his symbol. The reason for that? Because in the book, Punisher is trying to end his war, like many times he's trying to do this, and for some reason he's been recruited by the Hand. And you think, wait, why the heck would he be associated with killer ninjas? He made them their lords, brought back his dead wife. No, seriously, they brought her back. First time she's kind of been resurrected since the Rick Remender run. And by the way, that happened in 2009. Yes, that was the last time anybody saw Maria, that's her name. And when they revived her, they apparently still had the bullet holes. So, like, there's a bullet hole in her cheek, there's some on her shoulder, when she was shot by gangsters back in the 70s. In Central Park, of all things, during a picnic. That the story goes in the original backstory of the Punisher is that him and his family, his wife and his 2 kids, were out having a picnic in Central Park, and they unexpectedly witnessed a mob killing. So the guy's like, no witnesses, so he proceeds to massacre Frank Castle and his family. Frank Castle miraculously survives, and since then he's had a never-ending war on crime, where he basically kills every single major crime boss there is. As a matter of fact, in his very first origin story, he actually managed to kill the crime family who actually killed his family. And he's still killing. Lots and lots of criminals, including costume suit villains. And by the way, you might be thinking, who's the main villain in the series? Is it Jigsaw? Nope. Bushwhacker? Nope. Okay. Who is it? Ares, the god of war. Yes, because apparently the Punisher has angered Ares. Yes, You're thinking, wait, wasn't he supposed to be dead? He was actually brought back like several years ago. Yeah, I think he came back for War of the Realms. That's why he was resurrected. As being dead by a decade. Yeah, it's weird though. The fact that Punisher's conflict with crime gets basically interfered with Ares, the god of war. Now, what is this? A Thor comic? And this book ends with appearance by Daredevil. Which, by the way, this little scene is basically brought up in Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run, where Punisher, wearing this outfit, he also has this thing where he really wants to kill the Hand Ninja, but not, yeah, he also wants to kill the person who recruited him, because he hates her. Here's the weird thing. There's no Russian. He's still dead. He's been dead since the war, since Garth Ennis wrote the book. Yeah, he got killed off, I believe it was in his second volume he did for the series, which, here's a strange fun fact that comes out of that volume. Did you know that volume is not counted as part of the numbering for Punisher? You're thinking, what? Really? The ongoing 35-issue run Garth Ennis did from 2001 to about 2004 is not canon, not part of the numbering. Why is it, you might ask, despite the fact that the Marvel Universe? Answer, I have no idea. It's one of the most baffling things Marvel has ever done with Punisher. Yeah, a character who's had many books since then. Now, between this book and his previous book, one of his appearances has been in the past 3 years. Well, after his ongoing series ended, he popped up in Ravencroft miniseries. And I believe he's also popped up in Daredevil since then. Let me look here, because he hasn't really done a lot since his previous book ended. No, seriously, he's done virtually almost nothing. Which is kind of strange for the Punisher. And here's the strange thing, though. Did you know this person refers to Frank Castle by his birth name? Oh, yeah. She does. I have no idea why. It is one of the most strangest things related to Punisher. Like, this is the first... He's referred to as Cagaslior, I believe his name is. His birth name. Now, he had not been referred to by this since the 70s. Now, why in the world Jason Aaron thought it'd be a good idea to do this? I have no idea. It is one of the most strangest things related to him. Yes, seriously, it's one of the most strangest things related to the Punisher. Oh yeah, definitely. Francis Caglione. Yeah, it's by far one of the strangest things related to Punisher. It's like, oh, he goes from saving Ravencroft to working for the frickin' Hand. Yes, one of the most strangest decisions Marvel has ever made with Punisher. Yeah, it is most baffling. Okay. Yeah, mostly put aside appearing in this book, like, okay, since his last book ended, which basically ended with issue 16, this has been his appearances. He's popped up in Savage Avengers, Amazing Spider-Man Full Circle. We've also had in the Contagion miniseries, Punisher Kill Crew. He's popped up a few issues of Ghost Rider. Yes, seriously. He's made his cosmic counterpart. He popped up in the last no-issue release for Scream Curse of Carnage. Appeared in Marvels. He's mostly been appearing sporadically. But since his last book ended, issue 16. Yeah, since his book ended, it's mostly been sporadic. But after Ravencroft wrapped up, it's like 2 issues of Savage Avengers, an issue of King of Black, 2 issues of Marvels, an issue of Daredevil Woman Without Fear, And now he's been appearing back and forth pages of Daredevil and Punisher. He's also appearing in Crypt of Shadows, which is the most strangest thing. Like, why the heck would Punisher appear in Crypt of Shadows? Yeah, for some reason he has a story in this book. It is, like I said, quite strange. Yeah. He, of course, has had a couple one-shots and releases on Blitz and Brother. Yeah. The Blitz one-shot was released after issue 3. But yeah, aside from this book, he's still appearing in Punisher. And you might be thinking, has he returned to the Spider-Man books? But except appearing in Spider-Man Full Circle, he has barely encountered Spider-Man since the end of his ongoing series. Yeah. By the way, aside from the whole this kid who is wearing the Captain America mask, there is barely appearances by any Marvel characters. By the way, the actual artwork, there's two different artists here. The present set was by Jose Sanchez. The past artwork is Fastplex is by Paul Arquez. Which I gotta admit, the artwork is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna show like a... You see like a montage of this book, like his various shootings that he's made over the years? Yes. And then here's basically these Apostles of War. I gotta say, for the start of this run, it's actually pretty good. I enjoy it. It's something, though, you're probably thinking, wait, Nick, you picked up the last Punisher, pick up this one? Oh, yeah, definitely. And you might notice, though, 6 issues. And this book is thick. Really thick. This book was $25. Yeah, it was kind of something to get my hands on. Our next book is a book that Jason would write years later. We have Strange, The Doctor is Out, written by Mark Waid. Yes, and I believe this was the only time he wrote a Doctor Strange book. You were thinking, wait, is this true? Yeah, it's completely true. He did write this. Is actually, I believe this actually was his 3rd miniseries he ever came out with. Now, of course, this came out, I believe, in 2010, I believe it did, right? Yeah, 2010. Yeah, the book is only 4 issues, and here's the weird thing, though. Doctor Strange is drawn with his hair where he looks like this, and he's with this beautiful woman throughout this whole book. You have Emma Rios on the artwork, with Tom Cooker and Daniel Friedman. Mostly put, this is basically, we get a little bit of backstory on Doctor Strange, which I do appreciate including this, and mostly put, the star of this book is not Doctor Strange. It is actually this woman here. Yeah, basically it's a student. And she investigates him, and she gets involved with all the magic stuff. I found this miniseries to be really good. Yeah. Not terrible per se, just that I thought the hair, Doctor Strange's hair looked kind of weird. Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird. They kind of screwed up his hair. It's like he really needed a haircut. I gotta admit, and also this thing where, oh yeah, the Spec she has his house, and then her cousins basically decided to randomly move in, just cause. Yeah, they apparently never gave a reason why. It's like, why is there moving park in my driveway? Yeah, apparently like her cousins had to move in just completely random. It's like, you can't. No one's thinking move into my house. And of course her cousin's like, it's hardly your house, dear. Now that your grandfather is gone, with the will of such a mess, the court is declared a family asset. You gotta make room. It's like, I don't believe this. Nobody in the family ever had one good thing to say about the grandfather. You people treat him like garbage. You're ghouls. There, princess. Don't call me. Here you go now, princess. So basically, she proceeds to vaporize the moving vans so they don't move in. Goes like, call the cops, someone to the van. Yeah, it looks like she vaporized it. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm like, oh no, someone saw the van. I'm like, seriously? So yeah, she gets research, Doctor Strange. Now, this like will be a goth girl. I think she's quite pretty. Yes, I do think so. I think the artist does a really good job drawing her. makes it very attractive. Some may have different taste. I find this very attractive. Yeah. It's not the glasses. I don't mind goth stuff. I don't have a problem with that at all. I thought it's kind of weird, though, the way Doctor Strange... Now, normally you see Doctor Strange, he has hair, like, at his temples, like Reed Richards does. For some reason, the artist apparently did not get the memo, because for some reason, it's like, oh, like, one here, like, little brush to the side. It's almost like, basically, he changed his hairstyle for no reason in this book. And if we have a flashback, a little bit show him, like, going to the cover with a child, these very astute people, and we also have here appearance by the Black Knight. Yes, Black Knight appears here briefly. But yeah, this actually goes to appear by Eternity. Excuse me, you might be thinking, would... And here's a fun fact about Mark Waid and Doctor Strange. Did you know he actually would write this character once again? He actually would be the guy who did the relaunch after Don Nicotis left. Yep. Yeah, very first book he did. And book is really good. I give this book a 10 out of 10. It's really good. Despite the fact it is technically a Doctor Strange miniseries, it doesn't focus on him. It focuses on this brand new character. Oh, and in case you're curious though, did they ever give this woman her name? Therefore, as Princess, we have this sort of like unidentified woman. I think they say her name is Casey. Okay, her name is Casey. Good stuff here. I enjoy it. Okay, so that's it with you. Next episode is going to be Chainsaw Man and one more Comic Corner, and that'll be it for Comic Corners for this evening. Okay, thanks for you. Bye.